What's up, guys? I'm Curtis. I'm the lead guitar player, vocalist, engineer, producer, and songwriter for Yellow Fever. Growing up, I was obsessed with video games, but the main one that stood out was Guitar Hero. And when my godfather, Ed, got me a Dean Evo and a Crate combo amp, which I still have today, I figured I might as well learn how to play it. It wasn't until about a year after that I saw the band Trust play at the Galleon Oktoberfest, and I asked their guitar player, Jake Wolf, if I could come up and strum around and play something. He said, if you go get lessons and come back in a year, I will let you come up and play a song. So I took that seriously. I went and started getting lessons from a man named Robert Baker, who was into the same bands that I was, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, all the 60s, 70s, and 80s bands. And once he showed me my first song and I was able to play it, all I did was isolate and play guitar. I remember one time my family stopped at Dave's to drop him off. They all went inside and left me in the car. And Running with the Devil by Van Halen came on. It was close enough for a kid. I decided I didn't want to go to normal school no more, so I wanted to get into a music school. So I went for the Richland School of Academic Arts. I went into audition, not realizing that I didn't even have to audition. It was just a fucking school. Everyone that worked there was extremely supportive of the arts, and I got a bunch of opportunities like being on the news and performing in front of a bunch of people for the first time, and they were able to teach me how to actually be a musician. I started a band called Iconic with a few people that I met from the school. We only played about 2 shows and it kind of just fumbled after that. My music teacher then told me about an opportunity to be in the School of Rock musical. So I didn't know it was a musical at the time.
And I didn't know it was a musical. I thought it was playing.
Yeah. I auditioned, of course, playing Eruption.
Hi, I'm Curtis Porter, and I am playing an improvised piece around the style of Van Halen's Eruption.
Some people I met from the show, and one of the previous bandmates from Iconic, we started the next band, Common Thread. At the time, because I was playing so much and we were playing shows constantly, I always had to buy new strings. So I would set up outside of the gas station at Speedway and play for some money.
Ohio teens' musical talents have gone viral.
A 14-year-old Galleon boy put on an impromptu show outside a gas station, and a live stream of him playing guitar has hundreds of thousands of views.
Last week, for about an hour, it was the site of a concert seen by hundreds of thousands.
I didn't notice anyone was recording, but he did. And then 2 days later, it kind of blew up and had like 100,000 views or something like that. It's amazing to me that so many people around the world are able to see that.
My hands out of gas stations, I guess.
I saw that. Something about... What got you out there playing that night?
Well, we just got back from band practice, and my mom said you need to get some money, so they put me out there and put me up my plane.
For all that, we ended up getting on the radio, and I felt that they kind of fucked me because they turned my guitar all the way down and sounded like shit. After that, we were getting booked pretty regularly, and I got to play the Star Spangled Banner at a local baseball game. At some point, the singer quit, and that meant that I had to pick up main duties as vocalist, even though I didn't really want to do that. I just wanted to play guitar. I had sang a little bit before, but we can see how that went. Yeah, it wasn't too good. Working on it, and by the end, I kind of had the screams kind of figured out. There started being a push that everyone wanted original music from us. I had recorded a song before with Robert, but it didn't really do nothing. It was just kind of like a cool backing track. They're trying to write music, but then like all the infighting and the stuff with the parents and everything just kind of made it fizzle out again. So I was looking for a new band. That's when I started PRC. We were another cover band, but then we got the opportunity to record with Vaughn Polanski. Once again, after doing that, the band just kind of fizzled out. But I want to show you guys the guitar solo from that song. After I was done with PRC, I just wanted to kind of take a break and focus on myself, but I still needed music in my life, so I started working on my solo record. Since it was lockdown, I didn't have much to do. I just started doing what everyone else was doing, smoking. Then I would just sit in my room on GarageBand, doing the thing. Around this time as well, my Uncle Dave got sick and ended up moving into my parents' house with me. I thought this was fucking sweet. Dave was like this hippie, inventor, rocket builder, moonshiner guy. It was fucking cool. Some of them rockets actually work pretty well. And then sometimes it didn't. Then he got sick again, chopped his leg off, went to IHOP, and then we had to go back to his house and get all of his shit.
It's vinyl.
It's vinyl, man.
Put it in a box. You'll never know. Whatever.
It's a sleeping bag.
It's a very expensive. It's a coffin kind of. Oh,
and they stopped making these?
No, but
okay, well,
why
we'll get a brand new one. Are you going camping?
I could be.
But you don't need that sleeping bag.
Alright.
I hate to tell you this, but you do not need the sleeping bag.
Not tonight.
You brought a sleeping bag back.
Alright. That's fine, bud.
She's expecting you to bring all your stuff.
Around this time, Dave was doing a bit better. He ended up getting his own place, and so I needed something to do. So then I figured I would start another band. It would be a bunch of the guys that I knew from high school and just my buddies, and we would just fuck around and write songs. So that's exactly what we did. I figured since none of us knew what we were doing, we would start a punk band. Unfortunately, that was an issue trying to find a place to stay. So we got kicked out of that place, and we had nowhere to go and be able to set up our stuff and leave it there. So I was telling Dave about this, and he suggested that we just use the upstairs of his house that he now has. He says, hey, I only got one leg. I'm not going to be going upstairs. Do whatever the fuck you want. After this, the writing process really started picking up. Soon after that, we wrote Life is Easy. Originally, it was Malachi on bass and vocals, me on lead guitar, Chance on rhythm guitar, and Xander on drums. Now everyone kind of started doing their own thing, and me and Xander wanted to get more serious with it. So then we started practicing, and we wrote Slumped. After this, we wanted the band to really keep going, so then we had to hire some new guys. So we got Ryan on rhythm guitar and Justin on bass, and I switched over to lead vocals. Xander, of course, stayed on drums. Justin, with the help of the local legend Frank Medley, got us a show at pregame. And of course, for the first show, I was very sick and I couldn't scream at all.
I'm always stuck in the back.
Some of the songs weren't even done. And of course, 2 of my strings broke during Slumped. After that complete shit show, we knew that we needed to step our game up. Because now we have to finish the songs, record the songs, get the stuff to record, make sure that our gear is good, make sure that our crew is good, do all this and this. Let's just get the songs first. Now we wanted to make the songs as good as possible for a live show, so we wanted all of them to transition into each other. Now how I remember doing it is we would start with a song, and then we would figure out how that song starts or ends, and whichever one we like cooler, we use that ending to flow into something else. The goal was to never lose the energy. We had 0 fucking energy at pregame, and we needed to up that by 1,000,000. Then we need to work on the stage performance. So we'll get these boxes, and then one of us will go up, and then the other one will go up, and then we'll jump off. We had another lineup change, and added my sister Haley to be the manager. We also needed art, so I hired my friend Adrian to do all the merch art. And I hired my dad, Michael Madman Porter, to do the logo. He had done all of the artwork and the logos for all of my bands throughout my life, despite how much he hated working on computers.
Well, what's going on here? This shit pisses me off. Where is... Ah! Damn it! I lost where the fuck the thing was. No. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
You're supposed to work for me!
God!
Now we're ready. Things started getting better after that. We were getting booked regularly, had a couple lineup changes, and then we got D in the band. We started recording the record finally, and then we started playing at the mothership more often. Near the end of April of 2024, Dave wanted to take a trip down to Florida to see his childhood best friend. I was in charge of watching the house and shit, and I got a bunch of guitar parts shipped so when he got back we could start working on it. A couple days later I went up to him and said that I had all the parts for the guitar and asked if he could help me solder it. He kind of just said, "Not today, buddy, I'm not feeling well." So I'm like, okay, I'll just leave and come back later. You know, he kind of passed out right after that, so we'll just work on it another time.
Hey, buddy, what's up? It's me. Just wonder if you could, if you had time, you could run me by the drive-thru or something. It'd be greatly appreciated. I'll get you what you need. Talk to you later. Ciao.
Next day I get a phone call saying that this might be my last chance to see Dave. I went to the hospital and he was all fucked up and couldn't talk or anything like that, and all I heard him say was my name. I grabbed his hand and the only thing that I could get out of my mouth was, "Thanks for letting us piss off the neighbors." Kind of blacked out for the rest of it, and then the doctor came in and gave him a shot, and that was it. Really fucking hurt, man, just like seeing like my best friend basically just die in front of me, you know? Like, Dave wasn't supposed to die. This was the guy who had been fucking using solar panels and car batteries to like power his house, and it was just unlivable. Like anywhere that he lived, you know, he would like cut himself and then put it up with duct tape and like just infected and all this shit, and he was getting better. Like he was fine. I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do next, you know, and like the only thing that kept rooting in my head was like, just finish the record. Like you now have to finish the record for him and get it done in this house. I mean, I gotta pay him back somehow. He fixed all my guitars, he built my pedal board, he bought my half stack, he gave me a studio in his house. I mean, fuck, he even built an intercom system for the studio. We found an old mixtape that Dave made, and I wanted to incorporate it somehow into the record, so I took one of the songs and turned it into the intro of the album. And I wanted to get his voice on there somewhere, so I took a clip from his Flute Hog playing record thing and put it in Slumped.
Break the Flute Hog world record.
That's why we're here.
He always said that Slumped was his favorite song. And it made me feel really good because it was the first song that I was able to write lyrics to that I was happy with. And it marked a pretty significant point in the band. I mean, fuck, while we're at it, I might as well snort his ashes. Flash on. I moved into his house right after, and I just wanted to clean the place out and get the studio set up so we could get the record done. I knew we were gonna get kicked out eventually. I was being harassed by the landlord, stalked by the neighbors, getting in arguments with everyone in my house, and I was seeing Dave's ghost everywhere and hearing him talk to me and everything. It was one of the worst fucking periods of my life, and the only thing I wanted to do was talk to Dave about it. We wanted to maybe get some studio time and get some tips, so I went to the Mothership, and we recorded there with Bird.
This look cool.
Nothing to do with the band. What color underwear are you wearing?
I had to take a wild guess.
You have no idea?
I have no idea.
Bird was the drummer for one of our favorite bands, The Touch. He offered for us to come up for a weekend and spend the whole weekend recording, all live. Hearing this record back for the first time at the Motherships was a absolute core memory that I will never forget. It was only a month after Dave died, and just hearing those songs without playing it fucking choked me up, dude. I wanted to take the stems of the demos and be able to re-record certain parts to make the record the way that I wanted it to sound. So then just as we got the fucking studio set up, FBI, open up! What the fuck am I supposed to do now? Use the demos? We then got a message about opening for the Toxhards. They went real viral for a video of them playing Angus the prize-winning hog at someone's wedding. So, Angus the prize-winning hog. This was gonna be a huge fucking opportunity for us, so we all locked in and got real fucking serious. We practiced probably 3 or 4 times a week. I quickly learned how to mix and master and get those Mothership demos out, and we worked our fucking asses off trying to advertise the shit. And we have to give a show that's gonna be even better than any other show that we have. We have to fucking prove that we are the shit. And thankfully, I got the Mothership demos done. We get there early as fuck the night of the show, help set up, wait and wait and wait all fucking day, and then the first opener plays, walks off set, and then the Toxhards go on. What the fuck's going on? So then we're told that we're now in after party. So they're gonna play as long as they want, and then we're gonna play after them. But this was super stressful. We had just practiced for weeks or months trying to get this right so then we can lead into their say and make it this huge fucking show. They then let them play for 2.5 hours, and we don't go on stage until fucking midnight or something. This big opportunity where we're gonna play in front of a shit ton of people that come from different states and whatnot, it doesn't even matter. They leave as soon as the fucking 2.5 hour set is done, because who the fuck wants to watch a local band at midnight? Obviously this felt very fucking disrespectful, and we're like, yo, like, what's the deal? And we get a message saying, well, you guys should just be thankful for the opportunity. Okay, we had another lineup change, and then we got kicked out of the basement that we were playing in the middle of fucking winter. At this point, none of us were doing well. So much so that I ended up in a psychiatric hospital, 5150 style. I then got little to no therapy, had to watch them abuse patients, and then try to rob me and my insurance. They were trying to tell me that I had to stay more than 72 hours only because they didn't know what my condition was. Like, dude, the only reason I'm fucking here is because I got hammered when I was sad. Luckily, Haley came and got me the fuck out of there. Now, all I'm thinking in my head is I gotta get this fucking record done. I have to do everything I can to not go back in a place like that. My mom offered for us to use my old childhood bedroom so that we can record the record there. My mom had always been my biggest supporter. She managed all my bands when I was a kid. She took me to countless live concerts. She drove me to every show, event, lesson, anything that I needed help with, she would help me. She recorded videos for me. She carried my amp into school when I was too short to carry it myself. She's always bought me gear and gave a complete unbiased opinion on almost all of the music that I've created. Overall, I wouldn't have been able to do anything that I've wanted to do or achieve anything that I have without her behind me. My favorite memory was at a Movements concert when some lady bumped into her and called her a bitch, and then my mom threatened to beat the fuck out of her. I thought if we couldn't record at Dave's house, there's no better place to record than my mom's house. So why not record it in the same room where it all started? So that's exactly what we did. Now all we gotta do is mix it. I moved up to Cleveland with Haley. Set a studio up in my basement so I could re-record guitars and vocals and get them the way the sound that I wanted to. I didn't want to look back on this in 5 years and be pissed that I rushed it. Since March 23rd of 2025, I have listened to this record probably hundreds of times. I would listen to it multiple times a day, tracks over and over, trying to find every little sound and mistake that we made. We didn't have the best recording equipment. We only really used 57s and some Sennheiser for the kick drum. So we had no idea what we were doing, and I had to just kind of figure it out. You know, I had no guidance or anything like that. So I made this record and engineered it in a way that just sounded good to my ears. I have had some of the worst experiences of my life while I have worked on this record, but this record was my reason for living. All of the pain, all of the heartbreak, all of the anger, everything has gone into this record. This record is my everything. It is my entire life. It is my presentation of who I am as a person to the world. I was quoted as a kid saying, "It's this or I die." And I still fucking live by that. I will never stop making music.
Eddie Van Halen here, telling you, keep playing, man. Gotta keep playing. It's the only thing there is. Music, man. Keep playing. All right? I'm gonna come looking for you if you don't.
So here we go on release day. I hope you guys all like this record as much as I do. This is my favorite record. I thank everyone who listens to it. I hope somebody at least gets some experience out of the record and they like it and do something positive with it, I guess. This is all for you, Dave. But this record is especially for this kid.
Hi Ed, I've been taking guitar lessons with your ding you gave me, and I just want to show you what I've learned. And first we're just going to start with the basic routine that he taught me, and it's just to do the strumming. So that's pretty much it. And then he taught me this little rhythm. He taught me the A-sus-2. And then he taught me a part of Iron Man, which is this. And that's pretty much it. That's all I've learned in 2 weeks of 30-minute classes. I really hope you enjoy it.
Always look for some sense of security, like an everything I'm blinded. Often the worthless piece of shit, no one can